Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. My name is Carissa, and today we will be doing my very first mid-year Freakout book tag. I think that is what it's called. But like, I so totally could have done this book tag last year because I started my channel last year. Like, I started the July 1st. So I could have done this tag last year. Did I do it? No, of course not. Because it's just like, I didn't know who would want to like hear this tag from like a total newbie. Like I mean, I technically wouldn't, but here we are. We're going to do it this year. And then, yeah, here we go. So I want to say I'm still technically new to BookTube, even though I've been like around for the past couple years. Like, this is definitely my first full year on BookTube. So, it will be July 1st. So like, I'm about 11 months and I'm about 2 weeks away from my first like full year on BookTube, and I'm so excited. So like, I feel like this is the year first. So like, if you guys see me looking down, like I have my phone like right in front of me, so with like all the questions. So with that out of the way, we are gonna get started. Okay, so question 1 is, what is the best book you read so far in 2024? Does that mean like a 5-star book that I've read? I don't know if this book has come out yet. It should have, because it should have come out on June 11th, I think. And it's called Color of a Lie by Kim Johnson. I was able to get it as an ARC off of NetGalley, and I absolutely loved it. Like, I feel like I've loved all of her books. Well, I've only read 2. The first like book that I read by her was Invisible Sun last year, and I absolutely loved it. This would have been my pick for last year if I would have done this tag last year. But I read, my favorite one was The Color of a Lie this year by Kim Johnson, of course. So it definitely deals with like racism and stuff, and it's like during like when the schools are still segregated, and like, but it's one of those books where like it makes you stop and think of like how far we have come. I mean, yes, we could do better, but it's definitely like 100% like the best book I read so far this year. Question 2 is the best sequel that you have read so far. Like, the best sequel I've read so far would be The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. This is the 3rd book in the Wheel of Time series. I did only give this a 3-star, but I loved it. My favorite character is Matt, and like, I feel like we got to see him grow a lot. Well, he grew on me a lot in this book. I love the format. Like, I feel like it was a little bit different than books 1 and 2. I'm currently on book 4, so I'm literally only like on chapter 2 in book 4. But this one, I feel like the way it was written and like how it was formatted definitely was one of like my favorite books, or one of my favorite sequels of the year. I would love to see where like the rest of the characters go, and like to see like how the other characters will grow in like the rest of the series. So, but by far, this was the best sequel I've like read in 2024, by far, hands down. Question 3, a new release that you haven't read but want. I would say book 5 of the Stormlight Archive. I will put it somewhere. I don't know what it is called, but I will put it on the screen somewhere. I have been trying to work my way through the first 4 books of the Stormlight Archives, and I am currently on the 2nd one, and I'm liking it a lot more than the first one. So like, my goal is to have books 2, 3, and 4 read by like the time it comes out, or around the time it comes out. I know I won't get to it in December, but that is definitely a book that I'm excited for. I can't wait to see like where it goes from there. So that's definitely a book that I'm excited for. I don't know if I have a different one. I don't know if I have any more than just one, but that's definitely, I feel like I've been on a Brandon Sanderson kick for a while. So I just read Trust in the Emerald Sea, or On the Emerald Sea, and I really liked that one, and I gave it a 4-star. And then, I don't know if my other video will post before this, but I'm gonna be rereading the Mistborn series, the Era 1. It's in the video of the books I want to finish this this year. I feel like I've definitely been on a Brandon Sanderson kick this year, so hopefully I can get those done, and that's book 5 is definitely a new release that I'm looking forward to. Oh, whoops, I missed that one. I so totally reread that wrong. So question 4 is the most anticipated release for the second half of 2024. So we're just gonna combine those two answers. That's definitely book 5 of the Stormlight Archives. So I completely misunderstood that question, but I don't think there's any new releases that I haven't read yet, or that I'm looking forward to that I haven't read. Normally I don't hear about them until after they're released. Question 5, what is the biggest disappointment? I read Cell by Stephen King. I would say that would be my biggest disappointment. I don't know why, but like it just rubbed me wrong. But normally I don't ever rate Stephen King's books that low. I think that's like the very first one that I ever rated a 1 star. Like it gave me a lot of like the Walking Dead type vibe. I couldn't tell you what like rubbed me the wrong way about it because I read it a while ago. But I did buddy read it with Coda and Christina when I read it. So like I don't remember, like I just don't remember necessarily liking it. I actually have one more big disappointment for this year, and that is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I gave this book a 3 star. Like I can understand why people absolutely love this book. I didn't necessarily, like I don't think it necessarily held up to the hype. And like it's just, I thought it would have been better than it was. I don't know why. I can understand why people love this book, but I just didn't. I really liked getting like a glance into like the publishing industry and like how they work, and like yeah, it gives you a lot to think about, like what it kind of takes to like survive, and like what to get like your book off the ground, and like how much attention like I want to say like other books get. I don't know if that made any sense, but for me this was a big disappointment. Like I just didn't like it. Will I keep it? Yeah, of course, but like I'm definitely hoping that like her next couple books will like be, it wasn't horrible. Like I would still recommend this book to people. I probably won't read it ever again, but it'll probably just, is she still an auto-buy author for me? Yeah, of course she is. Question 6, your biggest surprise. My biggest surprise would have to be Funny Story by Emily Henry. I did give this book a 4 star. I thought it was cute. I don't normally go for like romance books, but I was very excited after like I read the synopsis and everything. This book was based in Michigan, so I was excited because I live in Michigan, so it was nice to see like a book that like kind of featured the state in which I live, to like mention places to where it's like I would like to go, and like stuff that I've heard of before. And like it's just, I don't know, like I feel like other than like the romance in this book, I felt like watching them be able to go do stuff, and like a lot of it, like the food too. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a big foodie at heart, and like her describing some of the food, it's fantastic. And like I feel like the friendship in this book between, I think her name is Daphne. Yeah, Daphne and Ashley, I think that's what her name was. If I'm wrong, you guys can yell at me in the comments. Like I loved seeing their friendship kind of like bud, and like them get to know each other, and like their typical like, you know, like the ups and downs of a friendship. I don't know, but like that's what I really loved. So this would technically be like the biggest surprise for me this year. I did recently just finish this in the month of June for the Amazing Readathon. So like I feel like if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have finished it. And the fact that I had the audiobook, I still absolutely love this book, even though I only gave it a 4 star. So this will definitely have like a place in my heart a little bit. Question 7, new favorite author. This one's easy. I would have to say Frida McFadden. I have literally like read most of her books this year. I read like 5 of her books already this year. So like I feel like her books definitely read fast, and like I don't think I've ever had any of them take me more than a day to read. I'm currently reading The Housemaid is Watching, and then I'm listening to Ward D. So like I am very excited. I feel like her her books always read so fast, and like I feel like they have big twists at the end, and like at the rate that I'm going, I feel like I can have all of her books done by the end of the year, because they're very bingeable, and like I feel like her books are very good palate cleansers. So like for me, like it's just been like just one right after the other. I've read The Housemaid and then The Housemaid Secret both this month, so I'm hoping to get the third Housemaid book done by the end of June. So like I feel like I've just been like eating all of her books up. But yeah, like she's definitely become one of my new favorite authors. Question 8, newest fictional crush. Okay, listen, here we go. We're gonna say Miles from Funny Story. I feel like he was like the cutest thing. He definitely, I feel like would be like the type of guy I would go for, but just I feel like he's just like the personality wise, yeah, I feel like he was completely relaxed. Like I feel like once like he opened up a little bit to Daphne and they kind of like got to know each other, that's what kind of like made him attractive to me a little bit. So I mean, other than that, like I feel like he'd be like, the fact that he liked or would take Daphne to like different spots, I feel like he'd be like, he's more of like an adventurer a little bit, and like I feel like he'd get me out of my shell a little bit. So definitely I would have to take Miles. Question 9, your newest favorite character. Matt from the Wheel of Time series. He has definitely grown on me a lot in like this book, and like I've loved him. I don't know like how other people feel about him, but like I don't know, like the more like we get to know him in the series, I feel like the more that I will like him. I don't know, but we're still early in the series, so like anything can happen. But at this point right now, Matt is my favorite, and like will he stay my favorite? I don't know, but we will see. I'm hoping he does. So yeah, that's my new favorite character by far so far this year. Question 10, and that is a book that made you cry. So I have not read any sad books this year yet, so I have not read any books that made me cry. Like I'm not really a crier with books, so I don't think I'd ever have like a book that would actually make me cry. I mean, unless you count like Tears of Joy, but I have not had a book that has made me, maybe at like the end of the year I might be a little different. There might be books that like will like hit me in like my feelings, but I don't know. Number 11 will be a book that made you happy. So if I count, like I haven't read this book yet this year, but I read it like every year, so I'm gonna count it because it will get read this year in like the next 10 days, and that will be I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. I love this book, and like it makes me happy. Well, I mean, like the ending always makes me happy. And like this book in general always makes me happy, because it's just like I love the characters, like I love Ben's sister, and like it's just the friendships that they make in this book. I feel like if someone who's like being authentic, like that always makes me happy. So like I don't know, but like this book will definitely be read this year. So I don't know if I will vlog it yet or not, but like this book has like a very special place in my heart, and it always will. Like I've read it every year since it came out, every year in June. So like this year there's gonna be no exception. It's gonna get read in like the next 10 days, so watch out for that. Like I love this book, like no words can I can't express it. Like the fact the amount of like love I have for this book. Like this is definitely like one of my favorite like standalones like ever. I don't feel like anything can top this book. If you can find a book that like tops this book, I recommend this to everybody. Like I recommend like anybody to read it. But if anybody can find a book that tops this one, let me know. But this is my all-time favorite. We'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll see it on my favorites list by the end of the year. I'm just letting you know. I don't think anything can beat it. So I wish you all the best. Pun intended. I wish you guys all the luck. Number 12 is the most beautiful book that you've bought so far this year. Like I don't have anything for this either, because I haven't bought anything yet this year. I might have not bought this book this year, but I'm gonna twist it. to be like the most beautiful book that I own, and it would be Cloud Cuckoo Land. I love this cover. I love this book. Like, it's just, I love it because it's so simple, and like, I don't know if it's like gold foiling. I literally bought this book when it came out, and like, I still, like, this is still really pretty. So I cheated, and like, this is, I would say this is one of like my most beautiful editions, but I still love it. I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely say that's like the prettiest book I own. So I think it cut me off a little bit. So I do have one more question to answer. Question 13. It says, what books do you really need to read by the end of this year? And I feel like I need to like read a lot. I do have a video that I don't know if it's gonna come out before this or not, but I do have a video that I talk about like all the books that I want to finish, but the ones I need, I'm just kidding. There is a book that I need to finish by the end of the year, and that is Words of Radiance. I need to finish this book and then 3 and 4, because book 5 comes out in December. So whether I do that or not, I don't know. But these books are the books that I really want. I don't know if it's like necessarily like a need, but they're the ones that I really want to finish. I feel like these are like a big commitment because they're all over like 1,000 pages. So like they're all kind of intimidating, and like I don't know if I can do it. Well, I know I can. So, but like I feel like it's gonna be a lot of time in like the rest of this world because they are so thick, and like I feel like it takes up a lot of time. I've been reading them on my Kindle. This one is a lot better than the first one, and then a lot of people say that the third one is the one that's not as strong or like not as good, but I haven't heard very much on like the fourth one. So I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to finishing this one and then moving on to like the next one, so I can read the fifth one as close as it comes to when it comes out, because I don't want any spoilers. So yeah, these are like the books or like the series that I want to like finish. I can tell you right now that I won't finish book 5 when it comes out in December, because I don't read that fast. So I feel like this one and then the next 2 are like a little more reasonable. Yeah, that's all I got for you for this video. I will if my other video where I talk about the books that I want to finish by the end of the year comes out before this one, I will definitely have it linked down below, and then I will have like all my social media linked down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.